You know that moment when a friend cracks a joke about you and everyone laughs, but something in your chest tightens just a little. You smile. You laugh along, but later, when you're alone, it replays in your head, and you think, why did that hurt more than it should? Here's the thing. People who constantly make fun of their friends aren't just joking. There's actual psychology behind it, and once you see it, you'll never hear those jokes the same way again. Let's talk about what's really going on. First, we need to kill a myth. Not all teasing is bad. Healthy teasing strengthens bonds. It's mutual, it's playful, and most importantly, it's safe. Both people laugh, no one feels small. But when one person is always the punchline, that's not humor, that's something else. Psychologists call this social dominance humor. It's when someone uses jokes to subtly place themselves above others. They're not trying to be funny, they're trying to feel powerful. And here's why. Deep down, people who constantly mock their friends often struggle with insecurity. They might look confident, they might be loud, they might be the funny one of the group. But humor becomes a shield. By pointing out your flaws first, they distract everyone from noticing their own. It's like saying, look at them, don't look at me. And the brain rewards this behavior. Every laugh they get releases dopamine, validation, relief. For a moment, their anxiety quiets down, so they do it again and again. Then there's something even deeper. Projection. Sometimes the things people joke about are the things they fear most about themselves. They mock your ambition because they're scared they'll never succeed. They tease you for being sensitive because they've been taught emotions are weakness. They joke about your looks because they're at war with their own reflection. It's easier to laugh at someone else's vulnerability than to face your own. Now, let's talk about group psychology. In friend groups, there's often an unspoken hierarchy. The leader, the clown, the quiet one, the emotional one. And sometimes one person gets unconsciously assigned the role of the safe target. The group bonds by laughing at them, not because they deserve it, but because it creates unity for everyone else. It's messed up, but it works. Until it doesn't. Because the brain remembers humiliation. Studies show that repeated social teasing activates the same brain regions as emotional pain. Your nervous system doesn't register it as just a joke. It registers it as rejection. And here's the cruel part. If you react, you're too sensitive. If you stay quiet, they assume it's fine. So you learn to mask, you laugh louder, you pretend it doesn't bother you. But inside, resentment builds, and eventually, distance replaces closeness. Now let's flip the lens. Why do some people only joke like this with close friends? Because closeness lowers boundaries. They assume access. They think, if they didn't like it, they'd say something. But psychology tells us most people don't speak up because they're afraid of being excluded. So silence gets mistaken for consent. That's how friendships quietly rot. But here's the most important truth. People who only know how to bond through mockery often don't know how to connect emotionally. They were taught that affection looks like teasing, that vulnerability equals weakness, that kindness is cringe. So jokes become their love language, a broken one, but still learned. So what do you do with this? First, trust your body. If something consistently makes you feel small, your nervous system is picking up on a real signal. Second, watch patterns, not moments. Everyone slips up sometimes. But if you're always the joke, that's information. And finally, remember this. Real friends don't need you to shrink so they can feel tall. They don't disguise disrespect as humor. And they don't gaslight you into thinking pain is comedy. You're not weak for being hurt. You're perceptive. And once you stop laughing at jokes that cost you your self-respect, everything changes. If this hit a little too close to home, you're not alone. And if someone says, "Relax, it was just a joke," you can smile and decide whether they deserve access to you anymore. If this made you think, watch the next video. It explains even more about the psychology behind your friendships. And yeah, subscribe.